We're going to hear from Abi Olukeye, founder of Smart Girls HQ, about how she came up with her idea that encourages more girls to study and gain interest in science, technology, engineering, and math. Abby, so you first noticed a void when you were raising two daughters.
Yes.
What was that process like of finding something that could be an opportunity, and how did you research the problem?
Yeah, so I didn't mean to actually start a business in this specific area, though I've known for a long time that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. But my kids, about age 3 or 4, started showing some biased interest in toys and activities that they would call girl things or boy things. And I noticed that most of the STEM activities fell in the boy things category. And so I was just sort of stunned as to how early biases develop. And I thought, okay, I just need to expose them widely to a bunch of resources and sort of balance their views out. So my first instinct was Google or like Amazon to find things, and I fully expected that these things existed and I just needed to expose them to it. And to my surprise, my search didn't return a lot of options. A lot of what I found, I knew they wouldn't like aesthetically and they wouldn't get excited about the projects that a lot of the toys and activities had. And so I just like reflected on my own experience as someone that has a STEM degree and worked at the time at a manufacturing company leading technical products. I was fully working in STEM. I realized, wow, maybe not a lot has changed from when I went to school and started my journey. And so I just wanted to dive into the research to understand better what is going on with girls in STEM in general. So that research bubbled up 2 main insights for me. One is that men and women participate in the labor force equally, so we're all working. But when it came to the STEM workforce, women were only participating at 28%. So it was clear that there was a gap there, and women were choosing other careers outside of STEM. And then the second key insight was that age 12 was when girls were leaning away from STEM at a higher rate than their male peers. So that was sort of like the magic age. And so those 2 key insights became sort of the foundation from where the idea for what is and the solution for what we're building came from.
And once you had identified this problem and you sought to want to build a solution for it, the first thing that you built, this product, was free for you to create and really simple. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so we started by really just sending out a newsletter. For me, it was cheap, it was easy, and I didn't have a ton of time. I actually didn't know what I was building quite yet. I just knew that I was learning a lot from research. So I thought, okay, let me just start sending this out and see if other parents are as interested in this as I am. And the feedback was immediately very encouraging. So I had parents sharing it with other parents. We had parents emailing either to comment on how useful the resources were or asking questions, leading us to look further in different areas. And so that was already validation. And so it kind of kept it going. And then at a certain point, I remember maybe a few months into it, we had, I think there was an organization that focuses on marketing to parents, moms in particular. Pretty large one. I think they have about 800 marketers, and they were doing an annual awards. And I thought, oh, I'll just submit this and see what happens. And the ultimate validation came when they picked us up, and we were nominated that year for most engaging content. And I thought, oh my gosh, okay, like, you know, more people actually think this is important. And that got us a lot of publicity, and we had brands and marketers really curious about what we were doing. So for me, that gave me the boost to sort of continue tinkering with the idea.